sorry, phone died in a previous video. So yeah, what I was saying about the vitamin C collagen serum is like the syringe, this button up here. It doesn't actually do anything. Well, it deposits it into your hand, but when you do it in reverse, you would think that it would like suction it, and it doesn't really. You know, you can get the same thing like with a small like press. So like how hard you press it, it doesn't affect like how much product you get. You would think that it would be like full, but it's really only like 25% of the way full. So I'm not even gonna put it on my hands. I'm just gonna like, you know, directly like press the button where you want to distribute. Oops. The product. And this is actually like not enough product. I'm realizing this. Yeah, so the syringe is like almost done. I have just like a few more areas. I mean, you want it like everywhere. Yeah, I probably should just put it in my hand. Like, that's stupid. So, shake it up to get it in the thing. And then, okay. And then, you know, just like spray it all over your face. So, yeah, and this stuff like absorbs quick, so, you know, let's see. Okay, so I put the products on my eyes, I open them. It's not burning, and this one still smells soapy, like the Belief ones, but not as soapy. More like bathroom air freshener. Yeah. Alright, so let that dry. Okay, very good. A little more fan this way, fan action. Fan action. I'm like, yeah. So, oh yeah. Yeah, so I told you guys, you know, like eating, when you're coming off meth, is good therapy, because it makes you feel better. And I ate the pineapple cake. It wasn't very large, you know, it was like a single serving. And I feel better, like more stable. I'm not, I'm not like cured of my addiction because I had some pineapple cake, but it helps. And so the final product that I jacked from my mom is a Gold Bond. So Gold Bond is pretty well known for like foot creams. Like if you have, you know, like very dry feet or like calluses or something. I think that's what their brand is most known for, but they also make like beauty products. So this is a Gold Bond neck and chest firming cream. So I don't really need firming. I just need like to get rid of like wrinkles and like bumpy skin. Yeah, that's another thing on meth. There's like a pretty old video from a couple years ago where some girl in recovery, she was talking about how it gave her like gator skin, like, you know, alligator skin, and it's so true. There's not much left in this tube, so does have another one, fortunately, which I will also jack. Okay, yeah, I got enough like in this bottle to disperse. So same thing, just get it all over your face. Okay. So, yeah, when I open my eyes on this one, it doesn't burn, really, but I can feel it's like heat. So, yeah. For the others, get it in your eyes, whatever. For this one, I would take some precautions, wear a condom, and you'll be safe, and happy, and healthy, and blessed by God. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna let this set for like a minute or two, before applying the, what's it called, eye balm. Yeah, eye balm. So, yeah, so I have a lot of guilt and shame associated with my meth use, but it's like a nasty reminder, that I used drugs, because it like fucks up your skin for a few days, and it's not permanent. You need to like clean your skin, moisturize it, whatever. The stuff that like you would be doing anyway. So, there's like a recovery period mentally, and a period physically for the body to heal. So you have to let your mind heal, and then you can let the body heal. And it's hard to do both at the same time. One will come after the other naturally, and I find that that's when you work on the mental stuff, the physical stuff kind of falls in line. So by falling in line, your development becomes more ordered, more structured, more organized. So that's something to consider. So two aspects that I integrate into my life post use. I keep trying to say post recovery, but I'm not recovered. So post use, after you use crystal meth or any drug, there's a recovery period that you need to undergo, both for the mental health and for the physical health, the body. And you go through that process, and hopefully you get back to square one. and like that's sometimes the best you can hope for is back to square one. And then that'll give you a chance to restart the computer, the central processing unit, and start anew, a rebirth, like a phoenix from the flames. So I'm experiencing this rebirth right now, and for the first time, I've tried to quit, like, very seriously, at least 3 times before, and each of those times I did well, but I didn't have my thoughts as organized as I do now. So now I would assume that I have like a higher chance of success, and I just hope that's not wishful thinking. I hope it's not like egotism or arrogance, like, oh, I got this now, like, I'm so much wiser than I was when I was 25, so and that is something I think about. Like, am I smart enough to conquer this without like psych therapy? Because I would much rather spend that time doing something else, anything else really. Not drugs though, but something to occupy my time with, someone to spend my time with. And yeah, so it's time for the eye. Okay, so take a big glob. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And then, just like circular motions, because this area is kind of circular. There's like a big glob in my eye. Okay. Yeah, this one, like the other Belief product, medium-sized tube, is when you open your eye and you have the cream on you, it doesn't burn. And this one has almost the same smell as the first one. Yeah, this one's maybe like a little fainter. And this is probably because you don't really want fragrance like in your eyes, like like essential oil. Sometimes it burns, like if you like inhale the fumes too close to your eyes. So alright, so that should be enough. Okay, yeah, let's just finish up what's on my finger. Yes, you can use eye cream on your lips, and I don't think it will cause too much psychological harm. So try that out. So yeah, this is what I do to recover from meth binge, and I would say 4 days is a binge. Whereas before, when I relapsed for 1 day, I would not consider that binge. I would consider that periodic usage, and neither is acceptable. Not under my watch. Under my watchful gaze. Sometimes my gaze is diverted away from where it needs to be focused. and I get distracted easily, and distracted with like the wrong type of stuff, you know, like distracted. So there's that. That I'm not dealing so much with nowadays. I've like reined in, like reindeer, I don't know, with like the sled. I've learned to control some of my primal urges, but not others. And I actually do think that drug use is like a primal urge, because, you know, there's like cultures all around the world, you know, since like Mesoamerica, that have been using like hallucinogenic substances to get fucked up, basically. And, you know, and they were using it, you know, like to perform communion with God, to get closer to whatever spirit their particular culture believed in. So I do think that there is like a natural desire to experiment with chemical substances. And the same thing like goes with food. Like food is a chemical substance, and so you want to try like all different kinds of food. You know, like see how it makes you feel, see how it tastes, see how it differs from something similar, see how it differs from something very different. And so yeah, so curiosity killed the cat, and I'm the cat, but I'm not dead yet. So hold your horses, man. Yeah. I hope I'm strong enough to do this without psychological therapy, and I know some of you might advise me not to go that route, but that is the route I have chosen, and you can just get over it, okay? No, but I don't want to do psych therapy unless I have to. I will, and I'm not opposed to psych therapy, but for my convenience and the amount of stuff I have on my plate right now, I don't think I would be able to handle an inpatient facility. I just have like too much going on. So, you know, I was gonna say there is that, but that's not all. You know, the main reason I relapsed was the same reason that I relapsed the first time, loneliness. But this time, I was experiencing loneliness from my best friend, which was like unforgivable to me. And I don't hold grudges, so without going into too much detail, I was supposed to meet my friend at like this pharmacy next to this pain management clinic at 9:30 on Monday. And so I had used the night before, and that night I knew I needed to go to sleep because I knew how important it was, you know, to meet him there at 9:30. So I took a sleep medication I hadn't taken in a while, ciproheptadine. You know, for those repeat readers, you'll know the medication I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's like a very strong. It's not a sleep medication officially, but it is used for sleep purposes, like insomnia, and it's an antihistamine, so, you know, it's like in the same class of drug as Benadryl. And so that's why it can make you drowsy. And drowsy is not the same thing as sleepy. I have been drowsy before, but not really sleepy. Drowsy is more like dazed. When I think drowsy, I think like dazed, like you're kind of out of it, you know. When you're sleepy, you're just like passive. So I knew I had to get some sleep, and it was like 2 or 3 a.m. at this point, and so I was like, I'm only gonna get a few hours of sleep. Might as well, you know, like I don't want to toss and turn for half an hour and fall asleep and lose half an hour of sleep when I'm already getting so little sleep. So I took the sleep medication, and I wake up at 5 a.m. every day to say bye to my mom before work. You know, to like get the day started, take my HIV medication, take my psych medication, whatever. So I took the sleep medication, and whereas I usually wake up at 5 a.m., today, that day, Monday, I woke up at 12:30. So there's like an extra 7 hours of sleep. And I didn't even like take the whole pill, you know, I just like, it's scored down the middle so you can rip it in half, but, you know, I just like chomp, bite it in half. And my friend he gets like so upset. I haven't even read his text yet, because this was on Monday. I haven't read his text because it's like too painful. You know when you see all caps, you know someone's upset. And so I read like one sentence on that, and like my heart stopped. It said like Thursday I'm moving to Pennsylvania, and I was like, wow, like good job like throwing away throwing away a friendship. And I don't know if he was serious or not. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. So I was like, okay, so he's clearly off his medication and he's having a mental health crisis. So let me just get my stuff together, wake up, get out of bed right now. Don't brush your teeth, don't shower, just go to New Jersey. 45-minute drive. I made it there in like 32. Just because I was like speeding so fast. I like say he was gonna move to Pennsylvania, then okay, then I needed to be there to say goodbye, right? So regardless, I needed to be there to help him, or I needed to be there to say goodbye. So there's no like out in this situation, and yeah, and that was it. But when I got there, he wasn't even there. So I live in Staten Island, New York. He lives in Wall Township, New Jersey. So it's like a 45-minute drive. And like I told you, I made it in about 32. So I made a good time. I figured like maybe he's out running errands for his mom. But I waited like 4 hours. He wasn't coming. So what I did next was not smart, not wise, not mature. It was juvenile, stupid, and selfish. And I went online, and I found some gentlemen to party with, and the rest is history, as they say. One meeting led to another. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I met 4 gentlemen over the weekend. One of them, like, I was hesitant to even, call him, like, in part of this group of 4 men, because we didn't do anything, number one. Number two, he was boring as hell. Like, his username was, like, let's get nasty, some numbers. And when I got there, the person I met was like a dorky HR hiring manager. And he didn't at all embody like let's get nasty. So yeah, so this is the caliber of men I meet on on drugs in general. And yeah, I wish them all the best. And one guy like asked me to leave early because he found like some tranny online, transgender. I'm sorry, I know some people find that term offensive. I want to be inclusive. So so he found some transgender girl on Grindr, and then he's like, like, we have to cut this short. I was like, okay, whatever. And then the thing is, though, he was using my phone to message these transgender girls. And, like, I didn't give him consent to do that. He was just like, can I see your phone? So I thought, like, he wanted to see, like, a dirty photo of me or something. And so he was messaging, like, some transgender girl named Denise. And, I looked at her profile, and I was like, the profile, when you get a message, you see some of the message, and then you have to open it, enlarge it to see the full message. And so her message to me, the first message I ever saw from her, it sounded like a response. It didn't sound like an introduction or like something you say to someone the first time you're speaking to them. It sounded like she was already engaged in a conversation. I forgot exactly what she said, because he later went on my phone, I guess when I went to the bathroom or something, and like deleted all contact with her, so like the messages. So I don't know why he didn't just use his phone in the first place. Like, if he was because if I left, then he wouldn't have my phone, so he'd have to use his phone. So it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's what happens when you're like in a closet. Like you create all these like dramas and situations to like keep your lie up, and that must be very stressful. I would much rather just be out, be happy, and accept it. So yeah, the men, not so good. The sex with one guy, we're just gonna call him Jay. That was really good. That was intimate. And it sucks he lives like so far away in New Jersey. Because like that's a barrier to a relationship, and and he has a lot of stuff going on, and I would not want to take time away from his duties and his responsibilities to himself, for my benefit, or because I'm lonely. So like I'm just like looking for someone to fill that void. So that's not fair for me to take time away from him. And that's what Tina Turner does to you. It takes time away from you. Before you look at the clock, it's 12. Before you know it, you look at the clock again, and it's 4 a.m. Before you know it, you look at the clock again, and it's 12 p.m. So 12 a.m., 4 a.m., 12 p.m. The day's gone. And what have you done? Or who have you done? And so I no longer wish to live this way of life. To me, it's sinful. And being sinful is different than committing a sin. So sinful can be just that point before the apex where you commit the actual sin. And a red light, or yellow light rather, slow down. And no one ever told me to slow down. Like all these gay gentlemen that I met over the years, not one of them told me, hey kid, you should slow down, or you should stop entirely, you're gonna ruin your life. And it was ruining my life in front of other people's eyes, and they were looking on as a crowd looks on at a circus. And like they throw peanuts to the elephants. And that's what I felt like. I felt like I was a marionette, and I wasn't in control of my own limbs. And what was controlling me were other men, and the drugs. And the drugs combined with the other men, like they intertwine synergistically, and they jab you in the face. And you're left with less than you had before, less than nothing, less than something, lesser than. But one of my mantras is accept lesser than. So if you meant to do 30 reps and you only do 25, don't beat yourself up over it. Accept it as lesser than. It's a lesser than 30, but it's not worth less than 30. All right, amen.